This show is brought to you by Safety FM.
I imagine dazzling beaches, a picture so perfect for two. I imagine blood orange skies, a night to remember with you. Moonlight and dancing with tears in our eyes, hotel rooms of cushy snow white like the flowers you left on my pillow. You played me for a fool. Now I can't stand the darkness of you. You played me for a fool. You played me for a fool. Now I can't stand the
The following program is rated MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, Dr. It doesn't matter who the host is.
Oh, you so know it, and so do I. It does not matter who the host is. What has always mattered is who the listeners are. Anyways, today is Thursday, August the 21st of 2025, day 233rd of the year, and only 132 days left to go. We are broadcasting from the Safety FM studios in Orlando, Florida, and coming across the multiverse known as Safety FM, and then we are hanging out with our friends and colleagues over there.
Radio Big.
Yep, hanging out with our friends at Radio Big. That's kind of what we do. That's what we talk about. That is where we hang, we bang, and do everything else within the genre. So there you go. A lot of things going on inside of the world of the multiverse, as we always know and we always talk about. So, how have you been? Because that's the most important thing. Really nothing else goes on around here without you kind of being the center of the whole universe here in regards to what we talk about and do. Yeah, let's be realistic. We do listen to some news. We talk about some news. We poke fun at stuff. And, we do this, we do that. But at the end of the day, it's really about how you're doing. It's really about how things are pursuing with you, because that's really the most important aspect. So let's not lie. Let's not look at this, look at that, and say otherwise. Let's focus on the focal points, on what's important, and be able to move forward with. That's it. That's kind of like the whole kit and caboodle here in regards to the things that we have going on. So with that being said, let's do this. Let's do this, because that's going to be the only way that we're able to do all of this. It'll look something along these lines. We're going to talk about safety. We're going to talk about the news. We're going to talk about safety in the news and blend it all together. We'll have some options there for you to be able to interact with the show. Simple process. All you do is go to callinradio.com. It's callinradio.com. I'm trying to figure out exactly what is going on from there. Video, audio, and text messaging are the options once you get into our system. And we're able to do stuff. So there you go. Also, by the way, before I forget, I've been talking about Conklin conference coming up for next month. It is entirely sold out. Like sold out. And I have people reaching out, and I'm so sorry about that, about the timing. But I have people reaching out saying, hey, I'm interested in going. They're done. They're done. So there is no waiting list. There is no cancellation list. Anything along those lines. I know there's been quite a few emails coming through about that. Unfortunately, it's gonzo. It's a no-go. It is a no enter type of thing. That is it. We are sold out. So I apologize. I will let you know as soon as I know about the next one, about what is going on. Anyways, with that being said, let's start talking right away about what the hell was trending in the overnight.
Here is what was trending. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so as I take a look at the trends of the ends, notable and noteworthy, another North Korean illicit trade scheme has been exposed. Also, Chris Martin isn't getting rid of the Jumbotron song. And Mark Hamill almost left the country after last November's election. We'll talk about that in showbiz. Also, a live adaptation of Archie's comics is in the work. Don't think I ever have that already with Riverdale. Details about that in the casting. Also, the last new coins featuring Queen Elizabeth enter circulation, and we'll talk about that as we get into the royals. So if you're ready to go, I'm ready to go. I have my friends from Feature Story News waiting and chomping at the bit.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News in Hong Kong, I'm Laura Westbrook. India is urging Russian companies to step up investments in trade with New Delhi, despite US pressure on New Delhi to curb trade with Moscow. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar made the pitch during his visit to Moscow this week, Ishan Garg reports.
Minister of External Affairs S. Jaishankar told Russian business leaders that India and Russia must explore new areas of cooperation beyond energy. He highlighted opportunities in manufacturing, fertilizers, technology and connectivity projects. Trade between the two countries has surged in recent years, but he said the full potential of the partnership is yet to be tapped. Jaishankar also underlined that expanding economic ties now will help both nations with the impact of shifting global trade policies and US tariffs. The visit is being seen as part of India's wider effort to strengthen its economic resilience as it faces 50% tariffs from the US. Ishan Garg, New Delhi.
The Trump administration has imposed fresh sanctions on 4 international criminal court judges and prosecutors, including individuals associated with cases involving alleged war crimes linked to Israel and the US. Critics say the sanctions threaten to impede the court's ability to investigate other cases, including alleged war crimes carried out by Russia in Ukraine. Tony Waterman has more.
One of the judges authorized the ICC's arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the former Israeli defense chief last year, along with the leader of Hamas. All have been accused of war crimes. The other ICC judge was involved in a case alleging that U.S. troops committed war crimes in Afghanistan. The ICC has slammed these sanctions, calling them a flagrant attack on its independence, while a spokesperson for the United Nations has warned that the sanctions could impede the functioning of the court. Tony Waterman, Washington.
The Israeli military has begun the first stages of its planned assault on Gaza City. Israel is calling up 60,000 reservationists to take part in the impeding military operation. Blake Sifton reports from Tel Aviv.
We understand 5 divisions of the Israeli military will participate in this offensive to seize and occupy Gaza City, with the Israeli military providing tents and infrastructure in southern Gaza for the tens or hundreds of thousands of Palestinians who would be displaced by this offensive. We would then see evacuation orders issued for Gaza City. The population there is some 1 million Palestinians. There are reports that the Israeli military would give the civilian population of Gaza City until October 7th to evacuate. Of course, that is the second anniversary of the beginning of the war. And after that deadline has passed, the military is expected to encircle Gaza City, to siege Gaza City, and to launch its full offensive into the city. And fighting is expected to take weeks.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks. Today, what is wrong with Buckingham Palace? The actual building, not the institution of the British monarchy. The decision by Prince William, the heir to the throne, and his family to move into a new forever home in Windsor suggests that Buckingham Palace, the longtime home of the late Queen Elizabeth and many of her predecessors, is no longer in vogue with a new generation of royals. So what role will the building play, occupying as it does a massive footprint of real estate in the very heart of London? Royal historian Hugo Vickers.
A lot of people, of course, don't live in their offices. And Buckingham Palace obviously is the place where you need to entertain people, receive heads of state, all that sort of thing, because the rooms are fantastic, the location is great. But as for living there, it's rather like living in a sort of large Edwardian hotel in Brighton. I mean, the Queen and Prince Philip lived right along one corridor. And, you know, if one of them came out into the corridor, it's a bit like coming out of your hotel room. So it's really not much fun. Whereas, of course, the present king lives at Clarence House, which is absolutely lovely, has a nice garden. Unlike Buckingham Palace Garden, it's not overlooked. So I can see the logic of living in the one place, very, very close by the way, and using the other for the more formal affairs.
But it's not clear that William and Kate will eventually even base themselves in London whenever the moment comes for him to succeed his father. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
The main news again. Israel approves a plan for the conquest of Gaza City, authorizing the call-up of around 60,000 reservationists to take part in the military operation. Russia says it has to be part of any discussion on security guarantees for Ukraine and downplays the likelihood of an imminent summit with President Volodymyr Zelensky. The International Criminal Court says it deplores new US sanctions on its judges and prosecutors. And that's the latest feature story news. Laura Westbrook reporting.
Local radio sucks. Wait till you hear our free-form station, Radio Big.
This portion of the show has been sponsored by Private Internet Access, America's #1 virtual private network, or VPN. Even if you use incognito mode, internet service providers is storing your browser data and many times even selling it. But Private Internet Access, or PIA, can help you. PIA encrypts and reroutes your internet traffic through one of its own servers, hiding your data from your internet service provider or network admin. And with servers in over 75 countries, you can get unrestricted access to geo-blocked content from around the world. PIA comes with easy-to-use apps and browsers extension for all devices, a rock-solid privacy policy, open source security, advanced customization settings, and it was just ranked the fastest VPN in the world by PC Magazine. And if you sign up right now with PIA, you can take advantage of a special deal only for Safety FM listeners. Only by using the following link, you can get the digital privacy for less than $2 a month. Yes, you did hear me correctly, less than $2 a month, and an extra 4 months for free. So that means for only $1.98 a month and 83% off, you can get this service for you right now. That's so much more inexpensive than virtually every other VPN on the market. And if you get it right now, you can take PIA's 30-day risk-free challenge. You can try it out for 30 days, see if you like it, and if not, just return it for a full refund. So just go to safetyfm.com/VPN. That's safetyfm.com/VPN to try out the best VPN on the planet completely risk-free. Now remember, safetyfm.com/VPN.
Safety never sounded so terrible. Rated R Safety Show.
Let's start using cutting-edge warp speed 5G technology with your cell phone. Let me tell you about my friends at mobile.io. They have an ultra-fast 4G LTE and 5G network that covers 99% of Americans. So they've got you covered everywhere. Think about it for a moment. You have the opportunity to take a test drive for 10 days with unlimited talk, text, and premium data. What is premium data? Premium data is an allotment of a cellular data that you receive from a higher priority on the network. You won't get throttled like you will with some of those, well, non-brand service providers. To find out more information, all you have to do is go to mobilemobile.io. That's mobilemobile.io to start your 10-day free trial.
We are now video streaming the Rated R Safety Show. I don't know why our host has a face for radio. Rated R Safety Show.
I know you all want to hit your revenue targets and get the launch done. Well, making sure that your team knows what to do and how to do it is a huge part of it. So I'm sure that you all do different kinds of training, and I'm willing to bet that you probably use PowerPoint, Zoom, etc. I also bet that when you get someone droning on about a topic using these tools, you probably zone out. And your team does too. I mean, it is a reality of what happens. That's why I strongly recommend a tool called Articulate 360. That makes it so easy to whip together interactive, really beautiful e-learnings that really engages people and gets info across. You can create short-form micro-learning, super interactive courses, and really whatever you need when you're in their site. Then with a couple of clicks, you can send it out and check on it and see the progress of your team. Your team can also check back on the training anytime they want in a super simple portal. Literally everyone uses Articulate. Over 120,000 companies and all 100 Fortune 100 companies. Check it out at articulate.com/360 to start a free trial. That's articulate.com/360 to start your free trial. And don't forget to tell them that I was the one that sent you there.
This isn't a safety manual. It's a transmission. Jay Allen, PhD, host of the Rated R Safety Show and founder of Safety FM, has spent years pulling back the curtain on the systems we work in and the ones we don't talk about. What started as a fatal crash on the 405 became a search for truth. Through behavior-based safety, human and organizational performance, simulation theory, and everything in between. Safety, in my opinion, is raw, reflective, and real. From burnout to breakthroughs, from the matrix to the moment someone says, "This doesn't feel right." This book doesn't give you answers. It hands you the signal. Safety, in my opinion. Available now, wherever books and audiobooks are found.
Pop quiz, hotshot. During a heat wave, what's more important, air conditioning or air guitar? Is it air conditioning? Air guitar. The answer is always air guitar.
Yeah, you should know that by now. The answer is always air guitar, regardless of what the hell's going on. No doubt about that. Anyways, let's start talking right away about some things that are going on inside of the world. Elon Musk is scaling back his efforts to launch a third party. The Wall Street Journal reports. So take a listen to this. Musk has been relatively quiet since leaving the Trump administration and burning the bridge behind him while focusing on the attention back on his companies. After the passage of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act last month, Musk announced that he'd create the America's Party, focused primarily on reducing the national debt. Now, people close to the billionaire say that Musk doesn't want to throw away any more political capital for the future with the Republican allies. Instead, Musk is reportedly focusing on his relationship with Vice President J.D. Vance, who even Trump has already hinted they're apparent to the MAGA movement. This is according to the Wall Street Journal. But wait, addressing the reporting on X, Musk posted nothing the Wall Street Journal says should ever be thought as is true. Meanwhile, a reporter at the right-leaning Daily Caller reports two sources familiar with the situation say that Vance has never spoken with Elon about the 2028, but that the VP has encouraged him to support Trump and the Republicans in the 2026 midterm. Also, in Elon's world, the next test of the Starship rocket is scheduled for Sunday, August the 24th. So I guess be on the lookout and ready for some of that stuff as we are talking. So what do you think? No, like seriously, what do you think? Gets interesting, right? Just saying. Anyway, take a listen to this. An illegal alien living in the United States on an expired student visa for over a decade has pleaded guilty to crimes connected with the efforts to illegally send weapons to North Korea from California. Sheng Hao Wen arrived in the U.S. in 2012. His visa expired the next year. The Department of Justice says that Wen shipped a crate of firearms in 2023 to Nampo, North Korea, through Hong Kong, but declared the contraband as a refrigerator. Refrigerator. In another incident, Wen drove from Houston back to California with guns intended to ship, along with 60,000 rounds of 9mm ammunition. He stockpiled. The DOJ says that when acknowledged breaking the law, Wen has been sentenced to 8 years in prison. This is according to the BBC. So there you go. Interesting times for sure. Yep. There you go. A lot of stuff going on inside of the world of the multiverse. No doubt about that. Okay, take a listen to this. As Bed Bath & Beyond reemerges from bankruptcy, headed to the TV personality and entrepreneur Marcus Lemonis. It won't have any operations in California. In a statement on Wednesday, Lemonis wrote point blank, "We will not open or operate retail stores in California." Marcus says that the left coast states has created one of the most overregulated, expensive, and risky environments for businesses in America. However, California customers will still be able to shop online. Of course, this is via Marcus Lemonis. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, that's interesting. I'm not even sure if I'm familiar with Marcus Lemonis. Oh, the fixer. I got you. I got it. I got who he is now. Let's see. Worth noting, Lemonis is the executive chairman for Beyond Inc., which also owns and operates Overstock.com and bought Bed Bath & Beyond's assets out of bankruptcy in 2023. So there you go. Doesn't he own like an RV World type thing? Camping World. That's what it is. Camping World. Yeah, I think he owns that too. So there you go. Apparently the guy knows what he's doing with business. It sounds that way. So a lot of stuff going on. Okay, let's continue talking. Take a listen to this one. Gables Estates, Florida, a southern enclave of Miami, has taken the top spot of America's most expensive neighborhoods. Only 5 homes are currently for sale in the Gables Estates zip code, ranging between $17.5 million. Yeah, let me say that one more time.
$17.5 million
to
$54.9 million.
The 179 homes in the municipality average around 55,000 square feet, and almost everyone has a private beach access. Owners pay north of $250,000 a year in homeowners association fees too. Florida is now home of 7 of the nation's 10 priciest neighborhoods, while California only has 3. This is according to the Daily Mail. So I don't think it's time to move to Florida then. That's definitely what it sounds like. But I would probably say that there's a lot of people out there that would probably say the exact same thing.
More sarcasm than a Mortal Kombat beatdown. Rated R Safety Show.
Hey, listen, I've been here for over 20 some odd years at this particular point. I guess at some point I just have to claim it. As that's where it's at. Because I moved here and have not left. Yep. I mean, I travel a lot, but that's a whole other story. Anyways, the FDA is warning consumers not to eat certain frozen shrimp sold at Walmart due to concerns of seafood may have been contaminated with a radioactive material. Hey now. So there you go. The potential containment shrimp are sold at Walmarts in Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Texas, and West Virginia. The investigation into the report says that cesium 137 contaminated in the shipping containers and frozen shrimp process in Indonesia companies currently. This is all according to Axios. So there you go. A lot of stuff going on right there as we are talking. So think about that for a hot moment as we're going through the whole thing. That is for sure. So there you go. What else do I have for you? Let's see. Are we talking about this? Yeah, I guess we're kind of still staying in Florida for half a minute here. Or should I call it the WTF, Welcome to Florida stuff? Because maybe that's how the news should ring. or something along those lines. So let's talk about this real quick. Matt Gaetz, yeah, you remember him? Welcomed his first child, a son, with wife Ginger Gaetz. They named the newborn Lucky Lewis Gaetz. Lucky is Ginger Maiden's name. So there you go. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely interesting. He's so lucky. He's a star. But I say, because I don't know if you know this, but Matt Gaetz' parents' house, if you've ever seen The Truman Show, yeah, that old movie with Jim Carrey, that's his parents' house that Truman lives in, at least the outside of it. So just some useless knowledge for you, just in case. Okay, let's get into the swamp real quick. Let's get swampy. A New York Times analyst shows that the Democratic Party is bleeding registered voters across the country. Get a load of this. Of the 30 states that track voters' registration by political party, Democrats lost grounds to Republicans in every single one between 2020 and 2024, and often by a lot, according to the report. In terms of raw numbers, that's about 4.5 million voters on average for the GOP. So there you go. GOP. Okay, what else? By the numbers, the Dow ticked up about 16 points to close at 44,938 on Wednesday. The S&P lost about 15 points to close at 6,395. And the NASDAQ lost about 142 points to close at 21,172. West Texas Intermediate closed at $63 a barrel, and Brent crude was at $67 a barrel. The national average price of a gallon of gas was $3.13. And Bitcoin gained ground on Wednesday, trading just around $114,400, give or take. Friday night's Mega Million drawing will be for $234 million jackpot or $105.1 million cash payout. So
if you want to play the game,
it's time to do so. No doubt about that whatsoever. So just in case if you heard the rumors, let's talk about them. Chris Martin isn't letting last month's Jumbotron debacle in Boston, you know, that debacle, the one that exposed the astronomer, CEO, and HR executive affair, changed how he interacts with fans. We've been doing it for a long time. And it's the only recently that it came up, he told the crowd on the Coldplay's recent show in England. Life throws you lemons, and you've got to make lemonade. So we are going to keep doing it because we're going to meet some of you. If the closest Martin has come to publicly addressing the fiasco since you don't know, or you just don't want just to sit there and be wrong, he also added that the live show segment isn't and never was a kiss cam. During the Jumbotron song, an audience member or a couple is shown on the screen, and Martin improvises a song about them on the spot. This is according to the New York Post. So there you go. Some stuff to think about for sure as we are talking. I don't know. I mean, maybe let's start off with don't have an affair, don't go to public places. Then you don't have an issue. I'm just saying. Just saying.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, take a listen to this. Joe Jonas opened up about joining the Mile High Club during a recent appearance on Are You Okay podcast after being initiated. Jonas says that he left the bathroom and high-fived one that he thought was the drummer, but was actually a flight attendant. He made it clear that the interaction occurred on a private plane, so while not any less embarrassing, at least he didn't get banned from flying. So there you go. I don't know. Why would you want to go around talking about this stuff? But whatever. I guess you do. You do you. Anyways, I guess we're going to talk a little some politics here. So Mark Hamill was ready to pack up and leave the United States after President Donald Trump's historic re-election win last November, until his wife shared her 2 cents. Speaking to the Times, Hamill shared that after voicing his wishes, his wife said, "I'm very surprised that you would allow him to force you out of your own country." The single statement made him reconsider leaving, telling himself, "That son of a bitch, I'm not leaving." So there you go. Meanwhile, the White House got wind of the situation and issued a response. Since Mark has decided to stay in the United States, he will get to enjoy the many wins that President Trump is securing for the American people. And really, Who can blame him for the second guessing the plan to move to the same place as Rosie O'Donnell? This is according to the New York Post. So there you go. Let's do this one as well. Kid Rock is speaking out about his endorsement of Gavin Newsom that suggests that he's supporting the California governor. The photoshopped image features Rock wearing a red, white, and blue top hat and a matching suit with the message, Kid Rock wants you to support Gavin Newsom. In response to the fake ad, Kid Rock commented, the only support Gavin Newsom, is what he's calling him, will ever get from me is from D's nuts. Yep, the very mature approach whatsoever from Kid Rock there. So there you go. Also in some other news, Saved by the Bell alum Tiffany Amber Thiessen, Kelly Kapowski to everybody else, stripped down to her birthday suit to take a bite of a naked carrot cake she whipped up. How do you eat it? She captioned in an Instagram Reels. Fans flocked to the comments to praise the 51-year-old on her youthful appearance and bold take on dessert. So there you go. Yep. Some Kelly Kapowski action going on right there. So there you go. There you go. Should we talk about casting calls? Yeah, let's talk about casting calls because I got a moment for that. Kelly Clarkson will return to The Voice. While she missed one day of filming following the death of her ex-husband, Brandon Blackstone, insiders say that she is ready to get back to her swivel chair alongside fellow coaches Adam Levine and John Legend. Also, Clarkson's daytime talk show is still rolling ahead in its 7th season. This is according to Entertainment Weekly. So there you go. A lot of stuff going on inside of there. By the way, do you remember the story briefly about when her husband passed away? That he listed someone as the love of his life, and then come to find out that the person that he had listed was Kelly Clarkson's former assistant? That puts kind of a swing on everything there. That's for sure. That changes some stuff up, if I may say it in that fashion. Anyways, we are so close enough to the main story time that I think that it's time for us to talk about some of the things that we need to talk about. So why don't we just go ahead and jump into our main story right now, because we are so close that it needs to be main story time. So let's go ahead and do that right now as we are 32 minutes past the top of the hour.
Here is our main story on the Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so let's talk about that main story thing that we like to do. Makes the screen wobble if you're on the video aspect. If you're not, you're just here on the other side, listening to how you would normally listen. Okay, so with that being said, let's start talking a lot of things going on inside of the world as we are changing, as we are looking, as we are moving forward, as we are doing this, as we are doing that, and move and groove and going. Oh, okay, and all the fun stuff. So with that being said, let's talk for a moment. Let's have this brief moment of a conniption. Let's have this brief moment of everything going on for this world, and let's talk just briefy, slight moment in time. A little smidgent, if one may. A little thought process in regards of doing this. A little talkie-walkie about some things. But have you noticed the amount of conferences that are occurring? Are you noticing the amount of books that are being authored now? Are you noticing people trying to force a change inside of what is going on inside of the world of safety? Listen, I will tell you, I get so mesmerized with the amount of stuff that I see that comes about in regards of people thinking that things will change based on a book. Things will change based on a conference. Things will change if I try to rename something that has existed for a long period of time to something else. And what I find is the funny honey as of late is people reaching out saying, can I use your quote for my book? A quote in a book. I mean, I just think it's kind of interesting in being able to hear these things. And I look around and I go, I'm kind of confused on what's going on in our environment. And I guess I'm kind of more amazed in regards of what some people are out there doing in regards of, okay, you try to get into the entertainment business. It didn't work out for you. So you decided to come into safety to try to do the shit that you were trying to do in the entertainment business that didn't work out. But okay, cool. More power to you. But what I don't understand are people putting out books, putting out lectures, putting out things that are not true from the perspective of what's going on in the world. And I can understand to an extent wanting to put things out there that are ridiculous just to see how people will interact. But what is it accomplishing in the long run? Maybe that's the story that one needs to answer. Maybe that's the story that we need to take a look at together. And I don't know about you, but I still think that regardless of what you have going on inside of your organization, there's always a foundation to everything. Yes, a foundation to everything. And look, anything you do in your workplace is a bolt-on. Let me explain what I mean here. When you get there, when you get information, when you start changing the philosophy of an organization or wanting a change inside of there is something that already existed before you started doing X, this new thing you want to do. So why make something so ridiculous that the bolt will not bolt on to? Like I've said in the past, behavior-based safety to me was a good thing. And the reason that I say this is because it opened my eyes to other aspects that are out there. And I look at this and I go, some people get pissed off that I say that, and that's perfectly fine with me. Because at the end of the day, things change because of the environment, the way that you look at stuff. That's how the paradigm shifts. If you don't ever shift that paradigm and continue to be stuck on that same aspect, life will not change for you. The world will not go places that you expect. Because think about it for a moment. Think about any moment in your life that you shifted your point of view on something. It only shifted because you already had a pre-existing thing on how you thought about it. That's what caused the change. And because of that change, you were able to bolt it onto your existing thought process and changing it. So, as we speak today, are more conferences or more books going to make you change the way that you look at stuff? Or do you need something so ridiculous that that's the only way that you're able to look and go, oh yeah, this new world now makes a lot more sense because something so stupid has been put out there? Think about that.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with the viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the home of real safety talk.
You are listening to Safety FM. We'll be right back.
Hey there, Jay Allen here with Safety FM, where we just don't talk about safety, we live it. And when it comes to safeguarding your future, there's no better partner than Acorns. This part of the show has been brought to you by Acorns, and a powerful tool that makes saving and investing easier than ever. We all know that investing can feel overwhelming, especially with busy lives and no time to dive into the nitty-gritty of financial markets, but Acorns changes the game. With Acorns, you don't need to be a financial expert or have a hefty sum of money to get started. In fact, Acorns lets you begin with just spare change. All about those small steps, small investments today that can build into something much bigger over time. Acorns recommends that the expert build portfolio designed to fit financial goals. Then it does the heavy lifting for you by automatically investing your money. It's like having a financial advisor in your pocket working around the clock to help your money grow. So why wait? Head over to acorns.com/safetyfm or download the Acorns app and take that first step towards securing your future today. Remember, in the world of safety and investing, small actions today can lead to mighty outcomes tomorrow. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides an incentive to positively promote Acorns. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC. and SEC registered investment advisors. View important disclosures at acorn.com/safetyfm. At Safety FM, we're all about making smart decisions on the job and in life. So take control of your financial future. This is Jay Allen reminding you to stay safe, stay smart, and invest in your tomorrow.
Radio Big.
USA, Canada, UK.
If you're anything like me, you have certain tendencies to put things off, such as filing taxes, seeing the doctor, working on that home improvement project that you're supposed to be doing, but you just haven't gotten to it. And while most of the times it works out, the one thing in life that you really cannot afford to wait on is setting up term coverage life insurance. You've probably seen life insurance commercials on TV and thought, yeah, I'll look into it later. Well, the answer is no. This isn't something that you can wait for. Choose life insurance through Ladder today. Ladder is 100% digitals, no doctors, no needles, no paperwork. When you apply for $3 million in coverage or less, just answer a few questions about your health in an application. Ladder's customers rate them 4.8 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot, and they've made Forbes' Best Life Insurance in 2021's list. You just need a few minutes and a phone or a laptop to apply. Ladder's smart algorithm works in real time, so you'll find out if you're instantly approved. No hidden fees, cancel anytime, get full refund if you change your mind in the first 30 days. Ladder policies are issued by insurers with long proven histories of paying claims. They're rated A and A+ by AM Best. Finally, since life insurance costs more as you age, now is the time to cross it off your list. So go to ladder.com/safetyfm today to see if you're instantly approved. That's LADDER life.com/safetyfm. Ladderlife.com/safetyfm.
Radio Big.
USA, Canada, UK.
What if everything we thought we knew about safety was just interference? From the host of the Rated R Safety Show and the founder of Safety FM comes the complete Signal Transmission Trilogy, now available in one powerful edition. Safety, in my opinion. The book that started the conversation. Safety Mutation, where the boundaries of culture, systems, and belief begin to break. And now, Safety Transmission, the final piece of the signal. For the first time, all 3 books are together in one volume. The Signal Transmission Trilogy, Complete Edition. This isn't just about compliance. It's about consciousness. It's about decoding the way we think, lead, and live, inside and outside the system. Whether you've been following the signal since the beginning or you're just now tuning in, this is the version to own. Search Signal Trilogy on Amazon or visit safetyfm.com to get your copy now.
Rated R Safety Show. Sarcastic? Never.
Radio Big. Streaming 24/7 at radiobig.fm.
Desolate beaches, a picture so perfect for two. I imagined blood orange skies, a night to remember with you. Moonlight and dancing with tears in our eyes. Hotel rooms of crushy, snow white like the flowers you left on my pillow. You played me for a fool. Now I'm constant attendance of you. You played me for a fool. You played me for a fool. Now I'm constant attendance of you. You played me for a fool. I cried, so tears in my pillow, betrayed myself wishing for you. I love.
Okay, here we are on the Rated R Safety Show, 44 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out doing our thing.
Dancing with tears in our eyes, hotel
This right here you're taking a listen to, no note, no telephone. Elba Rose. Songs readily available on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, and Pandora. Might want to go ahead and give it a little streamer-eamer action. Yep, always a good time as we are hanging out, doing our thingo. No doubt about that. So there you go. Would like to thank Elba Rose for allowing us to play this here on the Rated R Safety Show. So there you go. Always enjoying some new musica, our general direction as we are doing our things. No doubt about that. So there you go. Some stuff to always consider, talk about, and so on. Anyways, let me tell you about the most important thing that I will ever tell you in my lifetime, and that's about my friends at To Write Love on Her Arms. No matter what you're facing, you deserve to be connected to help. And the people at To Write Love on Her Arms want you to know that people have been where you are now. And things can get better. Healing is possible. To find out more information, all you have to do is go to TWLOHA.com and click on the section that says Find Help. Once you get there, you'll see information related to addiction, depression, anxiety, eating disorder, self-injury, suicide, and trauma, just to name a few. That's TWLOHA.com, To Write Love on Her Arms. So there you go. That can change everything for you. And just for people who think that I'm out there kidding, I am not joking. Not a joke whatsoever. This Conklin conference thing is sold out. I'm not going to make a sign saying that it's sold out. If it's not sold out, it's sold out. It's gone. It's gonzo. It's bye-bye. It's no more so. Yeah. That's what's going on. It is sold out. Yep. Yep. But thank you for everybody who is actually reaching out. You know, if you want to look just to see for the looking aspect, it is safetyfm.com. And click on the section that says live events, but it's sold out. I mean, like, it's sold out. Like, there is no more tickets, no more tiquetas, you know, however you want to put it. So there you go. Always sometimes in regards to talking about stuff, I mean, people always wait till the very last moment and they're like in shock. Yeah, it sells out. I don't know how it works. It just works. But thank you for making it a popular event again this year. So there you go. Anyways, let's continue talking. Take a listen to this way. Workplace affairs. If you want your child to do well in corporate world, consider the name Bob. A new study by Profit Engine finds that the traditional male names dominate Fortune 500. Robert tops the list with 21 CEOs, including Disney Bob Iger. Carrying the name, followed by Michael with 19. Other common CEO names includes James, John, Christopher, William, David, Mark, Timothy, Brian, Andrew, Thomas, and Scott. Profit Engine CEO Jason Morris said that while the correlation doesn't equal causation, these classic names, project authorities, and traditions, which are qualities that board clearly. Interestingly enough, Robert's popularity has declined among the newborns, falling from 29th in the 2000s to 90th in 2024. But the pattern of highlights of how many trends intersect with corporate leadership representation. The only thing that I got out of this story is how handy of an excuse for why I've never got promoted beyond stock boy. So there you go. Also, Gen Z is learning on their parents, leaning on their parents, more and more these days, even in the workplace. New survey states that from resume templates show that shocking 77% have dragged their parents to a job interview, 44 in person. 27% of people helping negotiate salary once hired, 79% let moms or dads hound their managers about raises or days off. Parents are also filling out applications, 63%, writing resumes, 31%, and cover letters, 29%, and doing test assignments, 48%. Critics worry that this type of coding stunts independence, but TikTok evidence shows that Gen Zers aren't embarrassed. They're calling adulting with backup. So there you go. Nothing wrong with a bit of outsourcing, right? I mean, don't we outsource everything anyways for the most part? I'm just saying. So just some stuff to think about. I don't know. What do you think about the whole thing? I remember when I was much younger, my father used to tell me that if I was ever going to apply for a job, not to apply for anything less than CEO, and that everything was negotiable. I have to tell you that was terrible advice, but that's what he used to tell me when I was a kid. It was terrible advice because you know that nobody's going to call you once for that. I mean, even when you're like 15, 16, yeah, they're not going to call you for that job. So there you go. Anyways, let's lean a little bit stronger on something else. Let's bring some John Smalls into our life and let him tell us about the Motivation Minute.
The Motivation Minute, courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com and JaceCaseMedical.com.
The Motivation Minute.
Today's quote was submitted by Sarah. Theodore Roosevelt said, "It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who, at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat." I love this quote, but I appreciate you sending it again, Sarah. I am a firm believer that we can never hear a good message too many times. Sometimes it may take a few times for it to actually sink in.
The Motivation Minute.
The Motivation Minute, courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com and JaceCaseMedical.com. I'm John Small. Thanks for listening. Your favorite motivational quotes can be submitted for upcoming programs at motivationminute.org.
Hello, I'm Richard Exley with your 1-minute devotion. I'm convinced that moral integrity requires us not only to confront the damage our sinful choices have produced, but to go a step farther. Now we must do everything within our power to right those wrongs, to heal those hurts, and to restore those relationships. I agree with Pastor Keith Boyer, who says integrity is doing the right thing after you have done the wrong thing, even when it's the hardest thing. Lord Jesus, help us to identify the wrongs we have done. Show us the damage we have caused and how we can make things right. Give us the grace to act in love and with integrity. In your holy name we pray. Amen. If these devotions are a blessing and an encouragement to you, you can subscribe at oneminutedevotion.com.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
Israeli forces intensified attacks on Gaza City, killing at least 26 people, including 8 in a strike on tents in Khan Yunis.
Hamas agreed to a 60-day ceasefire proposal to release hostages, but Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu dismissed it. The ceasefire plan involves freeing 10 living hostages and 18 deceased hostages' bodies in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. Israel's military aims to displace Gaza City's population to the south. Nearly 1 million Israelis protested, demanding a truce and hostage release. Benjamin Wright reporting.
In Sudan, the Rapid Support Forces militia launched a large-scale assault on El Fasher, the capital of North Darfur, which has been under siege since April 2024. Joseph Eckerson reports.
The attack targeted the city and the nearby Abu Shuk displacement camp, worsening the ongoing civil war. The United Nations expressed alarm over the violence, warning of logistical challenges for upcoming elections. The conflict threatens Sudan's unity as opposition forces control large areas. Civilian casualties continue to rise amid the escalating fighting.
President Donald Trump pledged to issue an executive order to end mail-in voting and voting machines before the 2026 midterm elections.
The move is expected to favor the Republican Party and face legal challenges from several states. Democratic-led states have already filed lawsuits against Trump's restrictions on crime victim grants. Legal experts argue the president lacks constitutional authority to ban mail-in voting. The proposal has sparked protests across the country. Lawrence Keller reporting.
This is the latest news headlines.
Wilmington, North Carolina. A car crashed into a veterinary clinic, rupturing a gas line and causing an explosion.
The incident occurred before the clinic opened, preventing harm to animals or staff. 3 firefighters were injured, one with severe burns, while responding to the fire. The driver fled but was later apprehended by police. The explosion caused significant damage, destroying the building's roof. Kyle Norris reporting.
The Texas Department of State Health Services declared the end of a measles outbreak that recorded 762 cases and 2 deaths.
Health
health officials confirmed no new cases in recent weeks, marking the outbreak's conclusion. The outbreak primarily affected unvaccinated individuals in West Texas. Public health campaigns are now focusing on increasing vaccination rates. Authorities urged residents to ensure they are up to date on immunizations. Jessica Oakley, reporting.
Increased National Guard members and federal law enforcement officers are patrolling Washington, D.C. as part of President Trump's effort to assert federal control over policing.
The move has raised concerns about federal overreach in local law enforcement. Videos showing federal agents conducting operations have circulated widely. Critics argue the deployment undermines local authority. The patrols are expected to continue amid ongoing debates. Kevin Sanders reporting.
And that's the latest news headlines with Alan Edwards.
What do guys like besides pizza and morning sex?
Jay Allen in the morning.
It's so bizarre and unnatural.
It's all good. On Radio Big.
Okay, here we are, 55 minutes past the top of the hour, and let's go ahead and start talking right away about some things going on inside of the world. And let's talk about some things that happened back on this date. Actress Laura Loughlin, back in 2020, is sentenced to 2 months in prison for her role in the college admission scandal. Her husband, a designer, Massimo, was given 5 months for his role in the scandal. The pair pleaded guilty in May to fraud charges related to their efforts to have their daughter admitted to USC as rowing recruit, despite not actually taking part of the sport. So there you go. That happened back in 2020. Let's talk about some birthdays that are going on today. Oh, good old Alex Cooper turns 31 today. Jesse Rutherford turns 34. Bo Burnham turns 35. Hayden Panettiere turns 36. Usain Bolt turns 39. Laura Haddock turns 40. Brody Jenner, 42. Kellis turns 46. Joe Gorga turns 51. Sergey Brin turns 52. Kim Cattrall turns 69. Loretta Devine turns 76. So there you go. There's some birthdays that are going on today. If you're looking at some days of the year to celebrate, it's Senior Citizens Day and National Spumoni Day. Yeah, Spumoni. I don't even know what that is, but it's a day. So there you go, something to celebrate if you're looking forward to doing that. Anyways, at the top of the hour, I will be going over to radiobig.fm if you want to come and hang out with me for the next couple hours or so. We'll go over there, hang out, talk about the world of music and entertainment because that's what we do, and then go from there. So we'd love to see you over there. If you don't want to go over there and you want to still continue to hang out on Safety FM, you can do that and hang out with the likes of Sheldon Primus as he will talk about the world of safety consulting. That's kind of how it goes. Anyways, with that being said, let me tell you a rando-ando joke for today. I told my wife I wanted to be cremated. She made an appointment for next Tuesday. If you need a question or if you need a phone starter for today, try this. If you could travel anywhere in the world right now, where would you go? If you need a question for the water cooler, try this. A study found that 42% of our day should be towards this. That's about 10 hours. What is it? Rest and relaxation. Rest and relaxation is what they're saying. So there you go. That's it. That's all of it. That's all I got for you on this lovely Thursday. So if I can leave you with a deep thought for today, here's what I would like to leave you with. Surround yourself with people who will fight for you in rooms you aren't in. One more time. Surround yourself with people who will fight for you in rooms you aren't in. Yep, if you think about it from that particular standpoint, it will change everything for you. I'm telling you. Not a surprise, not anything else. Just something to talk about. No doubt about that. Anyways, I have been the guy on this show. Thank you for always being the best part of Safety FM and Radio Big, and that is the listener, because without you, it makes no sense to do what we do around here. I know who you are. You know who I am. Love you, mean it, and goodbye.
The views and opinions expressed during this broadcast, podcast, or radio show are solely those of the host and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Safety FM and or Radio Big. The content discussed, including examples of analysis, is provided for illustrative purposes only. It should not be applied as the sole solution in real-world scenarios. as it is based on limited and dated open source information. Any assumptions made during this broadcast, podcast, or radio show are not reflective of Safety FM and or Radio Big. No portion of this broadcast, podcast, or radio show may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, electronic, mechanical, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of Safety FM and or Radio Big. For permission requests, please contact Safety FM or Radio Big directly.